Are you ready for the big discussion? This will really test your basic understanding. Very simple question. Okay, Ramai? Hello. This will determine your understanding level of term test paper level. Are you just listening to me? Hello, guys. Hello, Ramai. So let's start. Let's start. Okay. The motion of a long jumper during a jump is more similar to that of a projectile moving under gravity. The figure shows the path of an athlete just above the ground during a long jump from halfway through at a jump position A to B, and the contact made with the sand on the ground. The step is traveling horizontally. Horizontal displacement of center of A to B is measured using measuring tape and calibrated in centimeter scale. So actually, if you have ever done long jump, you start somewhere here. I consider like a minus. But this one is only considering about the peak point. At the peak point is moving on the VH. At any other point also, here you will get like VH and V vertical at the beginning. This part is not considered at first. That it is mentioning about the peak height of H max and the displacement, total displacement over 2 actually, in terms of the real situations. But here we only consider about constant ground, and that means is traveling at horizontal displacement. Center of mass from A to B is measuring calibrated in centimeter scale as shown in the figure. Neglect the air resistance. Halfway through the jump, halfway can exact half. Right. What is the horizontal displacement of the center of the mass of athlete from A to B? Have a good look at here. It is marking from like 0 meter here. This part is broken. That means it is a very long one. Finally, he reached to like 4 meter and somewhere nearly 10 centimeter. You can either take 9 or 10. It depends on with you. So that is why there is a thing there. So with the closest one is, you have to go for the closest one. It is 10. So what is the horizontal displacement here from A to B? 4.1 meter. Or you can write like 4.09 meter. Or 4 meter and 10 centimeter. Or 4 meter, 9 centimeter. Whatever the way you wrote, it is acceptable. What is the estimate error of the measurement? So the least count of the tape is 1 centimeter. So nearly you take like plus or minus 1 cm is the error. If you take 10, it can be 9 or 11. During this part of the jump, center of mass of the athletes fall 1.5225 meter. Calculate the time taken for the center of mass to move from A to B. Let me consider that part only. This is the peak, maximum height he is there. He will make like motion of 4.1 meter. But the total height here is 1.25. What about the downward motion at that moment? In the climax, downward motion is 0. He will land on here with some velocity of v. I don't want to know that. But the time taken, when you consider this time as t equals 0, he will reach here under some time of t. It is directly the motion under gravity. So if I apply like here, u equals 0, and the acceleration downward is g equals to 10, and the time is something you don't know, but the height is given like 1.25 meter. Then terms of long jump. Right. We have to apply to the equation s equals to ut plus half at square. U is 0 because downward u is 0. 1.25 is equals to half by 10 by t to the power 2. Cross multiplication, it becomes 2.5. Over 10 is equal to t to the power 2. T will be like square root of 0.25. That means t is 0.5 seconds. Time is 0.5 seconds. So you have to solve the step like this. S equals to ut plus half at square and apply the proper application downward. 1.25 equals to 0 plus half into 10 into t square. You don't want to show the steps. You can show the final answer. If you really want to, you can write like this step is also no need. But if you really want, you can show like square root of 0.25. You can also don't want to show these steps. They don't expect. They expect you to write the, listen to me really carefully now. These are the exam tips. You have to write the relevant equation. You have to write the proper application. So the simplification, they don't expect you to show because simplification ability is tested in O level. Now you have to show the final answer. It is like 0.5 seconds. For these 3 steps, you get marks. You don't ever want to show the other steps. You can do those steps in kind of rough worksheet. Number 2, find the velocity of the athlete at A. Hari. මේ කතාව හොයන්න ක්‍රම දෙකක් තියෙනවා. There are 2 ways for you to try this. One is considering final velocity upward here is 0 and the initial velocity is this much. Considering upward motion or downward motion. Because why? This is positive v vertical. When landing, negative v vertical. So whatever the method you can apply, considering initial velocity as 0 and final velocity as this one, that will be the same value. Oh, initial velocity v here and final velocity as 0, because first half and the second half are identical. I will use this half. V vertical, I don't know, but we find final 0. And the height, you know, 1.25. You can apply to v square equals to u square plus 2as. So v is 0, u square you don't know, u vertical square plus 2 times 10 times this minus because this against gravity 25, u is equals to 5 ms minus 1. So you don't want to show all of these steps. You only need to write the equation v square equals to u square plus 2as. So the vertical upward. Apply the substitute the real values, 1.25. Now they never expect you to show the intermediate steps. If you would like, you can show, no problem. This answer they expect 5 ms minus 1. So what are the things you have to show? The equation, correct substitution, correct answer. These steps are not needed. The athlete slides horizontally through sand at a distance of 4.1 meter before stopping. We can move car. It is not about this distance, it is also 4.1. He slides. Oh, wait. Vertical, I found, I didn't find this one, sorry. Okay, I didn't find this answer, it's a big mistake. Part 2 is here. Velocity of the athlete at A. So considering only horizontal displacement, you can consider only the horizontal displacement. V horizontal times T is equals to displacement. Displacement is 4.1, V horizontal equals to 4.1 over time of, what is the time I get? 0.5 seconds. Horizontal velocity is 8.2 ms minus 1. Okay. For the previous one, horizontal equals to 4.1 meter divided by 0.5 seconds. The horizontal is 8.2 ms minus 1. Okay. Right. Calculate the time taken for athlete to stop sliding. Assume that horizontal component of resistive force from the sand is constant. Right. He slides at the beginning. He had the velocity of 8.2 ms minus 1. Finally, he stops and he slides for 4.1. If we don't know the acceleration, what do they say? Calculate the time taken for athlete to stop sliding. Without acceleration, you can do. How? V plus u over 2 times t. So you can apply 4.1 is equals to 8.2 plus 0, final velocity is 0 over 2 times t. So 4.1 will be there. T is equals to 4.1 over 4.1. Time is 1 second. Understand? Right. You don't want to show any of these steps. You can just write S equals to U plus V over 2 times T. Now let's go for the correct substitution. Oh shit. It is 0.41 meters. It is my bad, not 4.1. 0.41 is equals to 8.2 plus 0 over 2 times t is going to be 4.1. T equals to 0.41 over 4.1. Time is 0.1 second. පටස් කාලා break එක වදිනවා. Only 1 millisecond. Okay? Can you understand? ඔග හදන්න පුළුවන් ඉතින් friction දාලා එන දුකක් විඳලා. ඕනේ නෑ නේ අපිට. F equals M දාලා මාර දුකක් විඳින්න පුළුවන්. I hope you understand. Has to change. Why? Why horizontal velocity has to change? Horizontal velocity does not change. The reason is throughout the motion, the horizontal velocity component does not change. 0.082. Are you kind of crazy or I'm kind of crazy? Here, no, 4.1 meter divided by the time of 0.5, not 5, it is 0.5. Practically it changes. Practically it changes. That is why in the question it says, see, neglect the air resistance. See, A-level physics we don't consider with the real world scenario. If you want to do even in the BSc degree before, අනේ දරු LA, that is the stopping sliding බිම වැටිලා ඇදිලා යන දුර. That is the sliding distance. මම මෙන්න මෙතන පොඩි වරදක් කරා. 0.41. හරිද? ඒකයි 0.1 second. ඒක හරි. But for this distance, it is 4.1 meter. In the flying distance, that is the flying distance. This is the sliding distance. බිම වැටිලා බිම දිගේ ඇදගෙන යනවා. Flying distance and sliding distance are two different. Don't you understand the difference? This is for the next part. Previous part we have already calculated here. It is for what? 4.1 meter here. Understand? Oh, two different parts, two different questions. Have to be really careful. The mass of at least is 75 kilogram. Calculate the component of resistive force from the sand. Now we can apply F equals to ma. Even though we didn't found the acceleration here. If you want, you can find acceleration. Whereas acceleration equals to be minus u is like 8.2 square divided by 2 times 0.41. Now 20 is 10. Acceleration equals to 82 meters per second. Square second. Very big acceleration is, now see the force, very big force. 75 multiplied by 82. Why the athlete stretched his legs and hands while landing on the sand? Why? Because to get more distance. Because if he didn't stretch, he can't get the maximum distance. Okay. Otherwise, its feet will eat. Okay. Now we did the term test paper. So if the question may finally carry like 5 marks out of 100. So you can guess what is the mark count you get. So like if you got like at least 3.5 marks, that's really great for the first time attempt. But it is somewhere like 8 4, it is superb. Can you guess your mark count for this one? Yes, I didn't give you the marking scheme. So guess your mark count. Tell me just guessing count from these answers. Probably one, very bad. 3.5. Good girl. Others? Oh. Only two guys answered me. Can do or can't do, I don't know what is your confusion, but nearly 3 or 3.5. Hey, that's still good. Others? Then there are the proper continuous practice. Even though you think like you know theory, you have to practice. දැන් මම මේ ප්‍රශ්න වලකින් හංගන්න දුන්නු වලට දෙන්න දුන්නු. ඇත්තටම මම ඔයාලට මේවා දෙන තරමට නේ හොඳ. මම ඒකයි හැමතිස්සෙම තමයි කැරුණත් නැතත් මම ඒක ගැන හිතන්නේ නැතුව ඔයාලට අමාරු ප්‍රශ්න ටිකක් දෙන්නේ. මොකද මේ හංගලා හරියන්නේ. So last night, the paper class, there was a one girl came from, she's also from the closet Nigam to 24 batch. She said like, they never get sufficient questions and they were like got ambushed by my paper. But my students from 24 batch, like very smart guys like Sehat and others, so they scored very really like 15 out of 15 for all and 6 out. But those students from other classes, they only managed to get like four, some one got 4 MCQs correct, other got just 6 correct. That's how. ඒකයි මම හැමතිස්සෙම ඔයාලට ප්‍රශ්න කරලා රෙඩි කරලා යවන්නේ. අර ඉතින් කරක්ක වගේ බබාලා කරලා පොඩි අමල් ටිකක් දදා කරද්දී ළමයි ඉන්නවා වැඩ බැරි සෙට් එක හරි ආසාවෙන් ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් පොදුත් අමාරු ප්‍රශ්න අහුවෙන්නේම නැහැ. ඔයාලට වැඩ බැරි නම් මහන්සි වෙන්න. මගෙන් අහන්න. කම්මැලි වෙලා අම්මෝ වෙන අමාරු කරක් දෙනවා ඔක්කො කියලා ගේම අතහැරන එකනේ. මැච් එකේ එළියලා ඉන්න ඕනේ. Okay. Shall we do the next one as well or whatever? What is the time? 10:41. We have time. This question is very special. Mara special. I don't know. Almost for the first time, we are going to have like a graph related question. graph සමාරුයි කියලා හිතන්නේ පළවෙනි පාරනේ. මට හිතන්නේ මෙතන ඉන්න කට්ටියගෙන් භාගයට භාගයක්ම කරගන්න බැරි වෙයි. Don't take it seriously. Why? It's the first time you are facing something with the proper graph related question in the structure. මතක තියාගන්න structure එකේදී ඔයාලට graph එකක් කරන්න ඕනේ. At least one graph. Those graphs are not very complicated, just y equals to mx plus c type of graph, not quadratic graphs. Okay. Shall we start the discussion? Sorry, timer. Hmm, Typically 12 minutes for this one too. I'm going to give you the time. Start it quickly. Oh yeah. So do you kind of need more time? Or shall I start the discussion? Might be this is the first time you do some kind of graph related question. Hmm? Guys? Okay, I will discuss. The figure shows arrangement of experiment to find the unknown mass by just using a principle of moment. This arrangement consists uniform meter rod, a knife edge, swing balance, stand, and fed. Knife edge is like 0 to 100 centimeter. When capital M mass is placed at the point where the distance of x from there, uh, from A, and the spring balance raises up to maintain the beam horizontal. You all the time, you have to just raise it and maintain the balancing horizontally. By draw a horizontal line like this, you have to maintain it in the horizontal line like that. Define the moment of a force. What is the moment? So product of force and uh, this distance from the pivot and the point of application that cause turning effect around that point. The definition you have to write. ඔය දේවල් ගොඩක් කලින් කරලා තියෙන නිසා මම ඔක ලියන්න ආපහු දෙන්නේ නැහැ. If the mass of the meter rod is simple M in equilibrium state indicate forces act on the rod and the name those forces. Here there will be non downward force capital Mg, and there will be a reaction force acting here. So you have to mark the reaction force R from that knife edge. Finally, there is a certain tension. You have to mark that force as T tension. Okay. So then name these forces. R is reaction force. Force from knife edge. Mg is weight of capital M mass. If the mass of rod is simple M, you have to consider about the uniform rod, its own mass, that is mg downward. Yeah, simple mg downward. Okay. Now write down an expression for reading on the balance T in terms of X, M, and capital M, taking the moment about A. Consider the length sign meters. When you take moment around this, you consider the moment at that point to be 0. So here there is a what clockwise moment. There is another clockwise moment. Here there is an anti-clockwise moment. Right. Let's write the moments there about taking moment around A. 0 equals to the red things. Here it's like capital NG times distance of AC. AC is what given, no? It is X. AC is X. Plus another one, mg times what? 0.5. You might be wondering where the heck that 0.5 came. Read this carefully, very carefully. Because of the arrangement of experiment of unknown mass by principle of moment, this arrangement consists of a uniform meter rod. It is only a 1 meter long. Uniform means the center of gravity exactly with remaining exactly some 0.5 meters away. Hurry method. You have to have this common sense. Then the other one is exactly 1 meter away from there. Just T by 1. Okay, this is the expression you have to write. Okay, so nothing ask about the obtaining the stuff. If you can also, you can just, if you really feel like you are not getting marks, කමක් නැහැ එම ගන්න. අනිවාර්යෙන් දෙනවා marks. Writing for the expression only. ඒතුවට සැකයි වගේ නම් එහෙම ගන්න. Okay. Also, you have another option. So the taking the gravity as, then you can just simplify this one furthermore. You can write it like T equals to G is 10 mx plus 10 times 0.5 is 5 simple. You can go to this extent even. You can stop at here or here. No problem. Any of these three answers are really validly accepted. Now rearrange the above expression in the form of y equals to mx plus c. Now tell me what is the changing variable? Changing. You can see t will differ accordingly, but m will also differ, x also differ, but this 10 and m are not. So you can write this one. If you use the previous one, your equation will be t equals to mg x plus 0.5 mg. So this is like y. This whole together g and m product as m times x plus this whole together c. But when you get this one, t equals to 10m x plus 5m. Right. This is something you might understand or not understand. So here it is like the common factor constant. N is a constant, M is a constant. It is the gradient. This is the variable factor because the x distance you can vary. This whole together comes as an intercept. Hari. Now tell me if you don't are really weak at this graph and converting certain physics formula to a graph. From this lesson onward, you will find so much of these graph related things. මේක තේරුන්නේ නැහැ කියන්නේ මම සෑහෙන්න ඔයාලට එක්ස්ට්‍රා දවසක් හරි දාලා ඒ ටික කියලා දෙන්න. I will have to explain you this mathematics. Year 10 simple O level mathematics. But if you are really suck at this mathematics, there will be a big problem. So I have to solve that. So frankly tell me whether you understand this conversion of certain expression to a y equals to mx plus c type of graph equation. If you understood, say yes. If you don't understand, say no. If the no count is really high, I will have to arrange an extra day for some kind of graph. Yes mean understood or not understood. Yes can be no. Yes one not understood as well. Okay, two positive answers. Yes, understood, understood, understood. Three positive answers. Others, if any student, any single student don't feel it right, I will explain that student as a individual class C1. It will take like 30 minutes for me to explain. So if you have a problem, just tell me. This is very important. If you have a grade 10 mathematics errors, it will go on here. Others, quickly. Now, I'm chasing after you because this is very important. Yeah, I'll wait only for another 15 seconds. Halfway understood. Then I will get a kind of like individual session with you. So when I can I have that individual session here? What are the part then? පාරක් හෙත් දාපුවම කොයි වෙලාවෙ හරි ෆ්‍රී ටයිම් එක සෙට් වෙච්ච ගමන් මට අදලා ඕක කරලා දාන්න පුළුවන්. ඕකේ. තමයි others හරි. අන්න එක්කෙනෙක්ගෙන් රික්වෙස්ට් එකක් ආවා ඉන්ඩිවිජුවලි එක කියලා දෙන්න කියලා දෙන්නම්. In the above experiment, student obtained value for x p by c hanging. The value of x as shown in the figure, sorry, the table. Let's see. X is in meters, 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, 0.7, 0.9, and the tension keep increasing. When x increases, t also increases. Explain using the principle of moment. When just write as how I write. When the under constant force, because mg is constant force. When under a constant force, as the distance increases. As the distance increases, moment increase. In this case, it is clockwise. To gain what? Equilibrium, it has to apply a counter clockwise moment. So T increase. Mullian. Ah. Now. X of 0.1, 0.55. Nothing, huh? I have to take a photo of this one and move to the next page because it's the most important part. So stay, even though you feel really sleepy. The first one is like 0.1 in the X. 0.5. Somewhere like here. This coordinate. 3, 9, 5. Somewhere just like here. Then the next one is 0.5. And the T coordinate axis is 1.42. Somewhere here. 0.7. 1.8 means somewhere here. Then the last one 2.4, 2.9 and 2.4. 2.4, there is no space for marking. It doesn't matter. Now I have to draw a straight line from here. Considering the best fit line, it is called best fit line. Best fit line means cutting more lines together. This is going to be my best fit line. Okay. Now asking about gradient and intercept. Intercept means the point it cuts here. See, 10 blocks cut for 0.5. 0.5 divided by 10 means 1 block 0.05. 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like 8. 8 times 5 by 0.01. 40. 0.4. This part is 0.4. Tension is in newtons. Okay, that's the least amount you can get. We did a kind of graph in school. Very good. Good ke karla. Gradient. To get the gradient, you have to get the biggest possible reading difference. We know that this is like I get like gradient it should be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Y2 is 2.4. Initial value is like 0.4. One nearly has come closer to 0.9. 2 over 0.9 is the gradient. This is the gradient. Okay. From about 2 and part 3 and D, we find the mass of the rod of M1, unknown mass capital N. Right. What is my gradient here? In the gradient, I have this thing. What? 10m times x. 10m is equals to the gradient. One over 4.5. Gram 220ක් විතර වගේ. Because you have to equal this to the gradient value. According to the equation, my gradient value is this one. My mathematical gradient value is 2 over 0.9. Now to find out the simple m is in the equation 5 times simple m. Okay. In that sense, 5 times simple m should be equals to what? This value. What is that? 0.4. M equals to 0.4 over 5 is like 0.8 over 10. M is like 0.08 kilograms. In terms of the grams count, it is just 80 grams. ඔය කතන්දර දෙක සමහරුන්ට එකපාර ටච් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. එහෙම කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවා නම් මට පර්සනලි මැසේජ් එකක් දාලා ඉල්ලන්න ඊට කියලා දෙන්න කියලා. This mathematics, not physics. හරි නේද? Let's wind up the class for today. Bye ළමයි then. Class is over. You can leave the class now.